Hello and welcome to another episode of FPL Happy Hour, our live edition with me, Sham, otherwise known as FPL Two Guys One Cup on Twitter.
And me, Rob, otherwise known as FPL Panda. I was just taking my glasses off because you can't actually, there's a glare on from the laptop to my face.
Ah, nice. How are you doing, mate?
Nice. Yeah, good. I think I'm ready.
Yeah. Well, this is our
I
this
think
is
I'm
our
ready.
our double game week dilemma stream, brought to you straight from our house. um, Yes, for all of your questions and your last minute dilemmas. In terms of what we're doing tonight, we're going to be going through our 5v5 as we normally do. And that will be basically me picking 5 players like a draft style pick, with ownership restrictions. And Rob will pick 5 players from his FPL algorithm. Last week, I won. So I believe I'm now 4-3 up, am I, in the series?
Yes, you've taken the lead for the first time.
Mm-hmm. And then after we've done that, we'll be talking through our teams and answering all your questions. And throughout the chat, we'll answer any questions that you have. So if you've got any last minute dilemmas, anything you're not sure about, just pop it in the chat and we will get to it, either kind of during the show or towards the end. But at some point, we will definitely get to your questions. Right. Shall we kick off briefly with where we're at with captaincy first? Without going
Yeah.
into too much detail, because on our pod on Tuesday, we went through in detail triple captaincy, and essentially the I guess the output of which was, to be honest, there's 6 decent choices. There's a top three, but any of the top three is viable choices, right? There's no right or wrong there at all. So where are you at the moment, Rob, with yours?
At the moment, I'm on Harry Kane.
Okay.
I spent a lot of this week with it on Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and I don't know. I think I'm getting a bit of FOMO. And also, like, if Calvert Lewin blanks, I'm fucked because of the Bruno situation and the Kane situation. It looks like it is going to be those two that are going to be huge amounts of triple captains and captains this week. And it's, yeah, as the week's gone on, I've just like gradually swayed towards it. It swayed towards Bruno, and then this morning it kind of firmly went towards Kane, and yeah, this evening I locked my team in, and yeah, it's on Kane at the moment. I could have a dream about Bruno banging in five. Chelsea on, but yeah, it's relying on that dream to happen tonight.
Well,
If I drink enough whiskey, it might happen.
yeah, I'm in a similar situation to you. I after saying I would be on Bruno or DCL, I'm now swaying towards Kane, and at the moment it is on Kane. And the main reason for that is I've listened to way too many podcasts this week, and everyone's like Kane, 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 and I was
I
like,
think
see, the thing is right, is Kane has got the highest
ceiling.
floor,
Oh, floor.
yeah.
Lowest
So,
floor.
well, what? Sorry, what I mean by that is.
Oh, his
So
minimum points.
yes, which is highest floor, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So Kane has got, I think, a minimum of 9 points, right? Whereas I could quite easily see Bruno and DCL completely blanking. Whereas I don't see Kane completely blanking. And that's what I mean. I think Bruno and DCL have got the highest ceiling, where I think they could score more than Kane, but that's the dilemma.
Hmm. I think I've just spent the first couple of minutes of the pod on mute, but hey
Have
ho.
you?
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Oh, it's Friday night. Come
Has
on, man.
has Rob been on mute, guys?
I think I have.
Um,
We'll see what they say. But yeah,
that's
I'm on
maybe a good
Kane.
thing for you being on
I'm
mute.
on Kane as a summary in case no one heard. I'm on Kane, and it started with DCL, then it went to Bruno, now it's on Kane, unless I have a dream that Bruno scores 5. There's what I've just said in the first 2 minutes.
As a summary, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now we've given everyone a summary. Let let's get on with the 5v5 then. So for those that are new to the stream and haven't seen our 5v5s before, actually let's say hello to some people in the chat first, shall we, Rob?
Yeah. Let's.
So we've got Mr. Bysden in the chat, who's from one of my FPL WhatsApp groups. So hi, mate. We've got Stephen G. We've got the legend that is FPL captain, who, if you don't know, he's done all our graphics. So big up to you, Chris. We've got Veergaard and Rohan S in the chat. So yes, we've got a few of you. Have we got any questions so far? What Chris says, so FPL Captain says, can hear both of you all good? So actually, you weren't on mute, mate. So
All
that's
right.
all good.
So everyone just got to hear me twice.
Yeah, there you go. There was a slight disturbance though.
That was probably us both
FPL,
going for Kane. That's the disturbance.
yeah. FPL Penguin says, I got get why many people are thinking Bruno is a good captaincy option this double game week. Kane and DCL are the best. I think the reason why Bruno is just because he's Bruno. Like he is the best FPL like player. Like he is the FPL king. Like this season anyway. You know, it's normally Salah, but I think this season, and I think that's the reason why. I think Bruno has to be involved in there. In that conversation somewhere. I don't think Kane and DCL are by far the best captaincies. I think it is one of them three. I think they've equally got their ups and downs. Did you see that Romeo's out as well now for the season?
For Southampton.
Southampton, which makes DCL even more of a good option.
Yeah.
It's
Well, that
I
Southampton defence
genuinely
is
think,
already on its last limbs, and
yeah, I really think any of those three is viable. Is viable. Anyway, let's crack on with our 5v5. So for anyone that's new in the chat and doesn't know what we're talking about, every week me and Rob go up against each other and we pick 5 players that we think are going to score the most points for this week. There is a few rules, and the rules are you can only pick one player from one club. Sorry, not more than one player from one club. One player is a goalkeeper, a defender, 2 midfielders, 1 attacker. A player must be under 20% owned. You must have a player under 10% owned, and 1 under 5, and 2 can be any ownership. We pick in turn. We toss a coin to who will go first, and then basically we choose in that order. Do I have a coin? I don't. Give me 1 second. Fucking hell, I've done
God,
this mistake again.
you did this on.
Again.
He did this
I know.
live when we were recording,
I
and
got a coin just there. 1 second. 1
he
second.
spent about 20 minutes trying to find a coin. It's like times are hard, mate, but come on.
I couldn't hear you because I took my headphones out, but I've got a coin now. Here we go. Look. There we go. I've got a coin. There we go. Right. I'll let you pick, mate.
Tails.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails. It is tails. You get to fucking go. I don't know how many times you bloody.
It's
I don't know what it is. Mate.
Who is the number 1 pick from the algorithm? Oh, Heung-min Son.
Okay. Well,
Owned
I know
by
that means
51.5%. He's the second highest owned player in the game.
Well, that means that you can't pick Kane because you can't pick a second Spurs player. So that means I'm going to keep Kane to the end and be clever. I will then pick. This is interesting. I will pick Bruno.
So Mohamed Salah. That's all of my high ownership players gone in the first two. Great.
Now, so this is interesting. Do I go DCL or do I go Kane? Hmm. Hmm. I will go with.
Cheers, Rowan. We'll get back to all the questions once we've done the 5v5. We'll start going through some questions.
I'm going to go with Luca Dean.
Luca Dean. So that means you're going Kane then. So I've had Son, Salah. Now I need someone under 20% owned that's gonna do something this week. Shit.
Oh shit! I need to look at the live. When I wrote down these numbers, I did it the other day, so I don't know what the current ones are.
Can't have him. So it's 8.6, 8.8. I think is the next that I can have. Oh no, it isn't. 10.9. Oh no, I've already had two midfielders. Fuck. Matt Target then.
Matt Target.
Yeah, the Target man.
Okay. Right.
Who else is here?
So I'm gonna go Kane. So it's gonna go higher on. Go on. You can talk to the chat while I do this.
I'll talk to the chat. I'll cheers, Lorenz. Yeah, if guys like and subscribe, that'd be amazing. Remember to get those questions in. We're gonna try and go through. Yeah, Captain Sham doesn't like Vardy, so he didn't put him in the graphic. I don't know why. I like him for this week. If he played in 29, he'd be probably in my team this week, and I'd be maybe sticking the triple captain on him instead. I think if you on a free hit, Vardy's a good shout for this week. Or if you want to go big up top on a wild card.
I need to check the percentage on one of these players. Let's go with. Oh, just under, which is good. I'm gonna go with Harvey Barnes.
Right, so I need an under 10% forward, maybe.
What was target?
Target 12.7%.
Okay.
Areola.
Fuck. Actually, I couldn't. What's Areola's percent?
4.5. 4.5%. And he's
that was going to
projected
be my
8.6 points for this week.
Okay, so you can't go. I've got. Okay, so I've got midfielder, defender.
Captain's
Okay,
on the triple
Kane.
cap, Vardy. You're going Kane.
Yep.
So I need to go for a striker under 10% owned that I haven't already picked someone from their team. So Che Adams.
What?
There's like no strikers that have played over 75% of the minutes. I could just see if I can.
You can't cheat.
I'll make it 50%. Yeah, there's only 3, 6, 9 strikers that have played over 75% of the minutes, and one of them is injured. That's Callum Wilson, and then the rest are all you've got Kane, Calvert-Lewin, Watkins, and Bamford all massively owned.
Rohan, Rohan, he can't pick Maja or Dianga, because do you want to explain your reason that you can't, Rob?
Because so with the algorithm, to try and get rid of any anomalies, I tune it down so that it only picks out players that have played over 75% of the minutes of the season. So yeah, anyone that came in January are a no-no, or anyone that's been injured for a lot of the season. Dan, we're just doing every week we do a 5v5, so we're just finishing this off, and then we're going to jump into our teams and answer some questions and go through what's going to happen in the next 10 days, or no, not 10 days, 5 days, 6 days.
Right, I need to pick a goalkeeper under 5%. So I will go with fucking hell, Johnston or De Gea. Which one do I go with? I'll go with Johnston. Johnston.
Didn't you pick Bruno? So you
Oh
couldn't
yeah, I
have
did
gone De
pick
Gea.
Bruno.
So
Yeah,
it was Johnson
Johnston.
or Johnston.
Yeah, Johnston. Which is, I think he's 2% owned.
My game week 25 hero.
What is he? He's 2.9%. No, hang on. Is that the right Johnston? Yeah. 2.9% owned. Cool. All right. So our teams are as follows. Right, let me just get this. Okay. So you have in goal, Areola. In defence, Target. In midfield, Son and Salah. And up top, Che Adams.
I'm gonna get
Mate,
absolutely fucked
you're
over.
gonna. I would hope so. To be honest, I've got Johnston in goal, Dean with Bruno and Barnes and Kane up top. Mate, that team should fucking smash your team. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, we might as well just say it's 5-3 now.
Right, shall we go into the chat with some questions? What have we got? Do you have any questions in the chat? Okay, so Rohan S asks, I want to take a -8 for Dean and Mateus Pereira for Suchek and Lowton. Can you guys talk me out of it? A -8 for Dean, and do you know what? Matthew Pereira is a good shout this week. I really like him as an option. But a -8. Would you be starting, Rohan? Would you be starting Suchek and Lowton? I'm guessing you would. What do you think with that one, Rob? Worth a -8?
If you've got your free hit for 29, then it's worth a shout. But if you haven't got a free hit for 29, you're bringing in 2 players that blank, and you're taking out 1 player that plays. So it probably depends if you've got that free hit for 29. I do like it. And he must have done. Yeah, I'm trying to, because you wouldn't play either of them. I mean, Lowton, you'd play. It's a tricky one, really.
I probably would.
Yeah, I think Dean should just him pay for the -8. So you need a return from Pereira, because I think Dean, you've got 2 clean sheets.
We've got a question from. Right, is there any other questions? Rob, do you think we win against Chelsea this game week? I have a bad feeling about the match.
I think we'll win.
Yeah.
I think it all depends on our injuries in midfield. But Pogba was back in training on Wednesday, so yeah, if he's fit enough to train for a couple of days, I think, because he hasn't been out for that long, so I think he slots back in. McTominay's still injured, Cavani's still injured. I think it all depends on who we start at the back.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll go Bailly and Maguire because of the pace that Chelsea have got up top. Yeah, like with Werner and Mount, and it depends also if he starts Abraham or Giroud. He'll probably start Giroud. I think Giroud's the informed player. But yeah, I think he'll pick a defence that can keep an eye on Werner. But yeah, I think we can get a result. It's going to be a great game because both teams have really got to go for it.
FPL captain says triple captain Vardy for me. Wow, brave move, mate. Very brave. Dan said, "Can we update me with what's happening here?" Did you tell him about the 5v5? I heard you saying.
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah, when you were busy trying to
Picking.
decide Johnston or Johnston.
Rohan says Major or Diagna. Yeah, we talked about that. Dan asked, "What made you guys start to pod?" Okay. Well, I had a podcast a couple of years ago with one of my mates, Shares. We had it for a few months. It went really well, started going well, and then I had some personal stuff happen, and we had to stop podding for a little while. When I started and I was ready to start podding again, he had a lot of stuff. He was really busy with work and stuff like that, so he couldn't commit. So we stopped podding, and that was the FPL Two Guys One Cup podcast, which is why I just kept the name on as my Twitter handle. And then about 2-3 months ago, me and Rob are Patreons of Planet FPL, James and Sudge's podcast, and we were in a Zoom chat. And basically, I said, "Oh, I really miss podding. I'd love to start again." And then Rob messaged me the next day and said, "Oh, I'm interested in pod. Do you want to do something together?" And I basically said, "Yeah," and we had a chat, and the rest is history. So yeah, why did you want to pod, Rob?
I'd guessed it on a couple. On Man on Pod. I'd been on a couple of their episodes, mainly talking about Chatman FPL. That I'm quite heavily involved in. But yeah, and I just enjoyed it, and I wanted to do something a bit more because I do stuff with, like, I've got my planner, I've got a big mini league that I run, and yeah, just wanted to get myself involved a bit more and find a way of encouraging myself to really look into the data a bit, which I've done, and it's definitely helped my rank just by concentrating a bit more on the numbers. And
I think it's helped both of us, right? I think when I started, I was like,
I think we were
was it like
both
what
we were
in
both
the million? I
in
was
the
definitely in the
millions. Yeah,
millions,
yeah. I think I was like 1.1 when we started, and
and
then
that was like January, and now I'm 250k, and you're like 110k or something, right?
yeah, 120k
140.
or
Yeah.
140k. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's definitely helped by really looking into the data, and we've picked out a few little like nuggets of players that have been real differentials. Neither of us have like taken them on, but like when we a few weeks ago, Barnes and Madison, and then look what happened in those weeks since. It's been yeah, we should learn from that, and in the future start going with these players that we just like search out and see that their numbers are doing well.
So yep. So we've got Rohan says I have 8 players for 29, so I can get to 10 or 11 there.
Yeah, do
Okay.
it then. Oh yeah, that -8 for
Yeah.
Diane. Yeah, not Diane. It was Dean.
Pereira.
Yeah,
Dean and Pereira.
yeah, I'll do it then. Yeah, if you can get to 10 or 11 players in 29 without taking any more hits, then yeah, do it.
Dan also asks, who do you think will be the highest priced player in FPL next year, and who do you think will get the biggest increase? Good questions. Who do I think will be the highest priced player? I think it will probably be Bruno. I think
I think
over Salah, maybe, or the same as Salah.
I think Bruno, Salah, and KDB will be very close.
Yeah.
But it also depends who comes into the Premier League. If City sign Haaland,
Yeah.
he's going to be at least the price of Kane.
What if it was Messi that came in?
Oh, no, Messi would be like a 10.5 or 11.
Fuck off.
He wouldn't be
Messi
massively
would be
expensive.
15 million.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would. Of
No,
course he would.
he wouldn't be. He wouldn't
They
play
would
half the
price him up at
games.
50. Messi,
He
the
wouldn't.
best footballer in the world.
He's not anymore.
He's still class.
Yeah, but is he going to
He
play?
he would be
Is he
he
going to
would be the
play
best player in the
38?
Prem.
Is he going to play 38 games this season
Why not?
in the Premier League?
Why
I don't
not?
believe. And at City,
Why not?
he's not going to play 38 games at City.
Well, you don't think that he'll
He'd be
play
lucky
as
to make.
many?
He'll be lucky to make 30 at
You
Premier
don't
League
think he'll
games.
play as many as KDB?
No.
You think KDB's a better player than Messi?
Right now, yeah.
No. He would be minimum 14 million.
No.
He would.
It wouldn't be great. It wouldn't be any value in it.
What do
There'd
you
be
guys
no
think?
value.
How much do you think Messi would be? I think it would be minimum 14 million.
The guy's like 36.
Doesn't matter.
I think if Ronaldo came to the Premier League and played for Man United, he'd be more than Messi at City.
Maybe.
Because Ronaldo would play as a number 9 at United.
And who do you think will get the biggest price increase?
Bruno. He started at 10.5,
Yeah.
didn't he? So he's going to get at least the 2 to 3 million.
No, there'll be more. There'll be other people who have been like gems. Suchek will get a big price rise. I think he'll be 7 million.
Yeah. And he started at
6.5.
He started
He'll be 6.5, 7.
Yeah. Who else?
Rafinha.
Jesse Lingard.
Yeah, Link. Oh no, actually, how much is Lingard? 6.
I think he's 6.5.
Nah,
Rafinha. Yeah, Rafinha. I think he started the season at 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, I reckon he'll probably be 8. 8
nah,
million? 7.5?
7. 7.
Who else there? Who would get a big Son's at what, 9.6 now?
What about Gundogan?
Gundogan. He'll get a rise. He'll be like 9, 8.5.
8.5 probably. 8,
Yeah.
8.5.
There's not many.
Bamford will probably be 8.5.
Yeah, there's. I think one thing we'll get next season is more midfielders in that like 7.5 to 10 million bracket.
Yeah.
Dan says Vigard says Gundogan 10 million. Dan says Messi 12.5 million midfielder, and Suchek 5 to 6.5, 7, or DCL 7 to 8.5. Yeah, I can see DCL going to 8.5, maybe even 9. Depends where Everton finish this year. I think if Everton finish in that top 5 or 6, and DCL is in the sort of top 3 goal scorers for the season, then he'd probably be justified at 9.
Dan also said, yes, Planet FPL. I'm a patron too. Dan at Geordie's FPL. Nice one. FPL Penguin says, I think both Burnley and Fulham will frustrate Spurs. I agree. Defo won't be walkovers. Gone for DCL as he scored a hat-trick versus West Brom, and Southampton are missing a lot of players this week. Oh, this is now convincing me more to do DCL. FPL Penguin. I'm such in a quandary, man. Like, I really want to do DCL. I really want to. But I don't know. Like,
normally you just stick a poll out, so just do it.
No, I'm not going to stick a poll out. Everyone would. If I stick a poll out and it was like, oh yeah, or Suchek, everyone would just be like Suchek.
Stick a 12-hour poll out and just make it DCL or Kane, and then see where it takes you.
Yeah, all the people in my mini leagues would just choose the one they don't think is going to get the highest, right? And just fuck that poll up.
Yeah. Is that
Uh,
you think there'd be that little amount of people voting that it would be affected mainly
make a
by
difference, yes. Yes, it would be.
by the
Wouldn't
20
be that.
people in your mini
Yeah,
leagues?
yeah. FPL captain said Bamford will jump. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he will as well.
Yeah.
If you guys have got any questions, drop them in the chat. In terms of the rest of your team, then, Rob. So, what changes did you make this week?
So I've taken a -4. Yeah, I'm finally using more than one transfer. So I've used my 2 free transfers and then taken a -4 as well. And I've done Ings to Kane, Grealish to Traore. Dean Smith didn't give me enough today to convince me to keep Grealish in. And then because that still left me with needing 0.1 to get from Ings to Kane, I did. Who did I kick out? Bednarek.
How
To
much was
Aina.
Traore?
5.4.
Why didn't you do Lookman? You fancy?
Because
Yeah, because
it
that's
was
decent.
either. So this was my thinking. It's either doubling up on a Villa defence because it would have been Konsa instead of Aina. So it's either doubling up on the Villa defence, which looks a bit shaky at the moment, or doubling or going with a Fulham defender and a Villa midfielder. It was going to be a defender from Fulham or Villa and a midfielder from Fulham or Villa, because of the 29, and because they're generally cheaper. So I went Traore. He's he's been one of those. He's been picking up points over the right hand side. You just don't notice it because the game's so much concentrated over on the left hand side of Grealish.
Mm-hmm.
But he scored last week, and he does pick up assists. He makes a lot of late runs into the box. He's a aerial threat as well. He's a big lad. And then
What do you
Aino's
think about
just
these?
smashed it in the last few weeks. So
What do you think about these Watkins rumors?
um,
Do you
I,
think
d-
it's bullshit?
I don't think you can read anything now into Villa injury news. I don't think you can consider them as like whether they're viable and real or they're just fake. Like fuck knows what's going on at Villa at the moment.
Did you see their put out on their official website that they're now sponsored by Fantasy Football Scout?
Are they
Did you
really?
see that? Yeah. I saw an article. Hold on, I'm gonna quickly search for it, and I'm gonna drop it in the chat. 1 second. Aston Villa official website. Right. It was fucking
I've
hilarious. It made me laugh so much. I was like, "What?" It's like such the irony of it. Like they're basically partnering up with Fantasy Football Scout, with FPL, and I was like, "Huh?" Like after this week and them like proper going hard on it, they're now doing that. Unless it was one of them fake things on Twitter, but I don't think it was.
I mean,
Um,
it's possible. Like all of that stuff, like that we see FPL Insider does, is really easy to do. Obviously
yeah.
he's set it up so that it does it all automatically, and he can uh, he's set it so it schedules a tweet off every day, with updates and stuff about it. But yeah, it makes sense. Like if Villa have done that, then it would make sense. Like, yeah, why don't they try and use that information as an advantage rather than a disadvantage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might go into analytics and go and work for a football club. I'll go and work for Brighton and work out how they still conceded
Have,
twice last week.
like I don't understand. Like the I genuinely don't understand that. I can't find this link. Where is it? It
um,
was on Twitter. I'm sure I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, who else have I got in my team? Diaz, Stones, Gundogan. I know that I'm not going to be getting 180 minutes out of all three of them. I'll probably get only 90 minutes out of one of them. But I think everyone's in the same boat for that. Fernandez, Salah. Salah will probably go in the next couple of weeks, maybe next week. I think if Son performs this game week, that will probably be the easy move to do in the next couple of weeks. Although Spurs haven't got the best games for 27 and 28.
Yeah.
Bamford, I'd try Bamford over Dallas to start, just because I think he'll get. He's more likely to get an attacking return than Dallas is to keep a clean sheet.
I found it. I found the link.
But blatantly,
Aston...
Dallas will
Sorry,
Dallas will pick up an attacking return this week. I'll call it now. And I mean, and by going off your predictions from last week, yeah, my bench will probably be quite high scoring as well.
I think it will be, mate. I think you're looking at
Soufal clean sheet and an assist. Souček goal and assist, and a clean sheet point and free bonus.
100%, mate. Definitely.
Is Souček outscoring Kane?
Yeah, I think this is the week to triple captain Souček, mate.
Oh, is it?
This
okay.
is the week. I found the link. Rob, you need to look at it. It's fucking hilarious, right? So it starts off and it goes, Aston Villa are teaming up with the #1 independent fantasy football site in 2021. Fantasy Football Scout will be providing regular reports packed with hints and tips for you. Need some help with the FPL lineup? Sit back and take their advice on board. Like, I don't understand.
Is it a piss take or is it?
No, I don't know.
Have they done it as like a piss take, or have they just
fucking, I don't understand. After like banning their players from it and then they've done that, I just don't understand. I put the link in the chat if anyone wants to have a look. Right.
Should we go through your team?
Yeah. So I made 2 moves. I did Ings for Kane and I did Grealish to Lookman. So I was thinking, should I take another -4 to me, from me to maybe target, like so it's a double game week 29 player. What do you think?
Me to target for -4? I know
Yeah.
you took...
Yeah, it'd be another -4, so it'd be a -8 in total.
I don't think you can justify it. I think
even though it's a 29 player.
Well, no, because you could do it for free next week.
Yeah, that's the thing. So at the moment for 29,
or you can do it in the week, like if Villa get their game against Everton scheduled for 28, do it in that week, and you could do it for a hit in that week.
So at the moment, I've got Martinez, Lookman, Kane, Bamford, Dallas, and Soufal for 29. Right, 6 players for 29. 27, 28, 29. So 3 more and maybe a hit will take me to 10.
Yeah. No, it won't. You'll only be able to get 2 more. Oh no, 3 more. Yeah, 3 more and a hit to get to 10. Yeah, so I'm on. More. I need 2 more and a hit to get me to 11. Which
really, yeah. Fucking hell.
I'm quite. I might. I think it will be a case of. Do I go? I think it will be Auber or no Auber for the hit. I think by the time we get to 29.
Mm.
And I still might even take a hit for like Saka. Because he's been smashing it. He's another player that will probably get a big rise next year. He'll probably go up about 1.5.
Dan asks, no way, what's your lad's opinion on Prem players playing FPL? For me personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, I think they were making a big hoo-ha out of it, right? Like this FPL insider that made the bot. that said about who's transferred in who and all of that stuff. It's done after the deadline, right? Like, so it doesn't really matter. It's not like there's a huge cash prize at the end of it, so it's not like a Sky thing or whatever where you're getting 50 grand or 100 grand or whatever, where they're going to be getting inside information. And I imagine if an FPL player does win it, they're probably not going to take their prize because it's like to watch a game. And a stress ball and whatever. Yeah, I don't see a problem doing it. I don't see why people have made such a hoo-ha out of it. There's 8 million people that are playing it. The likelihood is how much advantage Premiership players really going to get over anyone else, like only inside of their club, really. I mean, they might know other, like their mates might say, oh yeah, this player's playing or this player's not playing, but I don't think there's a problem. What do you think?
Yeah, I can see where like Dean Smith's come out and said like what his gripe is with it, but at the end of the day, there was big rumours going around beforehand because of the pictures from training. There was about 20 pictures released from an Aston Villa training session, and Jack Grealish was not in a single picture. And
Yeah, but and it was only
he's
the
the captain,
rumors
the
only
most
come.
important player. And then normally
Yeah,
every week they normally have loads of pictures of him. Like half of their training pictures have got Jack Grealish in normally, and to have suddenly have no pictures in, yeah, it makes sense. But I mean, there's so many ways that they can go about it to make themselves anonymous, basically. Like people have their cats and their dogs managing FPL teams. Not
yeah,
me. I only have one team. Um,
yeah.
but my son's got a team. My other half's got a team. Um, yeah, and it's like they could just do that, and they probably like if they book a table at a restaurant or stuff, they don't say, "Hi, my name's Harry Kane. Can I book a table for two at Nando's?" Do they? They
You
have
don't book
someone.
tables at Nando's,
They have someone. They have someone you like. They have someone like they use someone else's name. They have like they
probably.
call themselves James Bond or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. There's so many ways they can avoid it. I mean, but at the end of the day, like I think we'll see. I know that a few people mentioned like because on Sky Fantasy Football, you can have the option to hide your team.
Yeah.
I could see maybe something like that coming in, where you can make your team private. It will probably make my job a bit harder when like running my mini leagues and stuff, because I don't know how that would work with the API, but it would be something fun to tackle over the summer if that's the case. But yeah, I think you've got to allow Premiership players like to enjoy playing fantasy football. Like, what are they going to say
Dean
next?
Smith
Oh,
is.
you can't play FIFA. Like you
Did
couldn't
you
play
see Dean
competitive
Smith?
FIFA.
Dean Smith mocking FPL players. I don't care about FPL. It's just fantasy.
Yeah,
Fucking
I live
cunt.
it. I live in
Real
I
world.
manage in the real world, not the fantasy world. Fuck off, you prick.
Exactly that.
he's he's like he was one of my favourite managers in the league, and now he's like down in the mud with Jurgen Klopp. Like
Yeah.
I've never liked Klopp, but yeah, even I like Klopp more than I like Dean Smith right now because he just seems like a smarmy so and so.
FPL Penguin has said, is Watkins all right for this week? We don't know. We're speculating. We're only going by what the rumours are. He probably is all right. I don't think there's a way
Yeah,
for us to really know.
one account that I um, do follow on Twitter is at Colm V Hayes. He tweets out all of the press conferences as they happen, and then he also gets hold of the embargoed stuff from the press conferences, which he's currently tweeting out now. So I'm keeping an eye out if there's anything on Watkins. Yeah, hasn't been much yet. There was Mourinho on Kane, Son, Bale, and Ali, all whether they can all play together, and he said yes, they can, no problem at all. But yeah, and he said I might have to reorganise things in a way that keeps them balanced to play all of these matches in all of these competitions. So I think he's hinting at playing all 4 of those at some point this game week
Wasn't there
in a lineup,
there was
which I
one that
think
I
is
tweeted out,
scary.
but didn't he say earlier that Kane's not going to be able to play all the Premiership games?
That's bullshit. That's him. That's
What?
him. That's Mourinho doing a Mourinho thing. Like
His exact words, what was it? Mourinho on Harry Kane in the Premier League. He, Vinicius, is going to play because we have so many matches that Kane cannot play every match.
I think he means like every minute of every match. Like Vinicius will come on for like the last 5, last 10 here and there. Like he's
Yeah.
not going to start Vinicius over Harry Kane when he wants to. Like it might be a long way off at the moment, but they can still get to the Champions League places. They can still make top 4, and as long as there's a possibility that he can make top, it's when it's we saw it at United 4 years ago when we won the Europa League. We were in the race for the top 4. The moment we won the semi-final of the Europa League, he was putting reserve sides out in the league because we had a nice easy. We had Ajax in the Europa League final, and at the time, like they had all of the players that made the Champions League final 2 years later, but they were all still like kids. I think their average age in that final was like 21, 22. And yeah, he was confident of going into that final and winning it. It would be interesting if Spurs played Arsenal or United. They're not going to play AC Milan because we're going to knock them out. Um, if they played one of like the big teams in the final, would he take the same approach? I don't think he would. But yeah, I can't see him like starting games without his best 11 on the pitch. And this is why I think Bale is going to definitely come into the mix. And I was almost tempted this week to go Grealish to Bale. Like if
I brought Bale in my draft team.
I think draft teams, yeah, do it because if he does hit off, then everyone's going to want him, and you can use him as a like if you because I still don't think he'll be nailed every week. But if he scored twice over this weekend and someone offered you a decent trade,
But you know, in one of my ones, there's no trades that happen.
oh
Like literally no trades. Like
yeah,
no one trades.
yeah, I get the odd ones in my draft leagues, but not
Yeah,
like
but
this.
I,
I
it's
don't get my notification email saying so and so's offered you a trade.
have you ever like had a reasonable trade though? Not like fucking Salah to I don't know, fucking Lookman or something shit like that.
Um, I think I was once at the beginning of the season. I had Watkins and someone had more pay, and more pay was playing well and he was scoring, and someone offered me more pay for Watkins, and I said no.
Right.
But yeah, that's probably the only time I've ever had like something reasonable. That's probably the most reasonable I've had.
Yeah. Right. We'll wrap up in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So if you guys have got any questions, you wanna whack them in the chat and we will get them answered for you. Um, so yeah, that's basically
I mean,
me for the week. Let's have a look at the fixtures and
I've changed it a bit because David was complaining that it was too colourful, so I've put it into green, FPL
yeah,
green,
it's
and
basically just green.
the double game weeks are in FPL purple. I think it's like a purple, and then the blanks in red.
So what do you think the City and West Ham score will be, Tara?
3-1.
To West
3
Ham?
3-1 City, you fool. Yeah,
I'm still going for a 1-0 win.
City West Ham. I think City win. West Brom Brighton. That's going to be. I think that'll be a better game than it sounds.
When we get top 4 and Lingard signs, where should I put my tattoo? So for those that don't know,
On your
this
forehead.
100%. No, I'm not doing it there. It's crazy. Right, Lingard was tweeting about a tattoo. His tattoo is his was it that tattoo?
That tattoo.
Right, and I said I would do it. Right, so if we get top 4, which is unlikely, but if we get top 4 and Lingard signs permanently, I will get that tattoo on me. I'm just not sure where. I've got that one at the moment. You see that one? I don't know if you can see it.
No, I can't see it.
No, you can't see it. Where do I have to bring my hand? Right, this way.
Maybe we'll get you to get it like there, or get it
Can you see
somewhere.
it?
We'll, yeah, see it. Got it. Get it somewhere.
My
Get it
cross
somewhere
summers.
painful so I can live stream it and everyone can.
I can do it on the other hand. Do it on the other hand. Yeah, I think we could win tomorrow. The bookies have got us priced at 11-1. I think that is huge.
That's worth a
I don't
fight.
think it should be that. I don't think it should be that high.
No.
Yes, City are favourites. Yes, most likely they are
So that
probably
means
going to win
they
because
must
they're
have
by far
City
the
at
better
what,
side.
1-6, 1-7,
1-4, 2-9. They've got them at.
2-9.
It's ridiculous. I think that's way too big.
I don't believe in prices like that. It's a 2-horse race at the end. Well, 3-horse race at the end of the day. Like football, like when I see a price like that, I'll always back the long price because it's a 3-horse race, and you can make it a 2-horse race like a draw no bet, which it will reduce it, but it will reduce it still to like 8-1.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd
West Ham draw or win is 3.5-1.
3.5-1. See, that is worth a tenner. Ooh,
That's not bad.
yeah.
Not bad.
Stephen, 11-1 sounds about right to me.
Ah, way.
You don't beat them more
11.
than 1 in 10. Yeah, it's probably got it right though. So yeah, what other games are there? West Brom, Brighton. I think that will be. Nice 2-2 draw there.
Could be.
Yeah, I think it'll be goals. It's whether
Yeah.
Brighton can like hit the target.
Yeah.
Leeds Villa. I think that'll be a Leeds win.
I think that'll be 2-2.
Cool. Gonna have 2-2 draws all over. Newcastle Wolves 2-2.
Yeah. That's going to be 0-0. That's got 0-0 written all over
0-0,
it.
1-0. Palace
Yeah.
Fulham 0-0 or 1-0 Fulham.
1-0 Fulham.
Leicester Arsenal
1-0.
1-1. Spurs Burnley.
1-0 Spurs.
Kane
Probably.
assist none. That'll be
9
that'll
points.
be ideal. Chelsea United. I think 2-0 United, 2-1 United.
I think that'll be 1-0 Chelsea or 0-0.
Sheffield United Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool.
Have
you seen Sheffield United's injury list?
Actually, yeah.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, 2-0, 1-0 or 2-0 probably.
Right, guys, we are gonna be finishing off in 5 minutes. So get your questions in if you've got any, please.
Who else there? Everton, Southampton. That could be like 4 or 5-0. It depends what Everton turn up. If the good Everton turn up, it's 4-5-0. If the shit Everton turn up, it's 1-0 Southampton.
I mean, that's 3-1 Everton.
City Wolves next week. That could
2-0
be
City.
Could be more. It could be a lot more. Burnley Leicester.
When are we streaming again, by the way? Are we podding or streaming?
We could probably do halfway through the game week live stream on Why am I
I
looking
can't
at?
on.
I'm looking at my phone for like the fixture dates, but we've got them up on the screen.
I
So
can't Tuesday night. Tuesday night I'm busy.
what have we got? Monday night is Everton Southampton. So maybe after Everton Southampton, because then we'd have got the single game week fixtures out of the way, and then we'll be recording the full pod on Thursday night after Liverpool versus Chelsea, and then releasing it, first thing on Friday because
When does the game week start again? Saturday.
it's a Saturday game week. Game week 27's Saturday. So it'll be live stream Monday night and pod on Friday morning.
Okay. Where were we up to? City Wolves.
City Wolves, Burnley, Leicester, 2 or 3-0 Leicester. Sheffield United v
Yeah.
Villa.
2-0 Villa.
More if Grealish is back.
Maybe.
Palace, Man United.
2-0.
It could be like a 1 or 2-0, or it could be a 4 or 5,
7.
or a 7 or a 9. Fulham Spurs, that could be the same. Like it could be a really tight game, or it could, if Spurs get an early goal. If Spurs in either of their games this week get an early goal, we're gonna be good with Kane.
Well, you're going to be good with Kane. I haven't locked in Kane yet. I
um,
have got him in my side, obviously, but I haven't locked him in as a
West Brom,
100%.
West Brom, Everton. Got to be Everton.
I'm going to go 3-1 Everton again.
I think Liverpool Chelsea on Thursday night could be the game of the game week because they're both fighting for top 4. They're
I
going to
think that'll
go
be.
out, but it'll be a good game. I think it'll be really fascinating to watch. We'll see. I think in that game we'll see, especially if Liverpool come through Sunday well. We'll see if Liverpool then can beat Chelsea, then they're past their slump and they could go on a little run over the next few game weeks. And it's the same for Chelsea. If they can beat United and then beat Liverpool, like they've taken a huge step into securing top 4, haven't they? So it's a huge game week for the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea,
And for us, mate.
and for
As in, when I
West
say
Ham.
us, I mean not as a football club. I mean as FPL players.
Yeah. I mean, if for those that don't know, this double game week is the largest in the history of FPL.
Is it?
Yeah, there's never been this many fixtures in a game week.
Wow.
So yeah, it makes me regret. I know we shouldn't
Not
regret
bench
things.
boosting.
Yeah, I'd love to have had my free hit and my bench boost right now
Yeah, me too.
because we would have spent the last 4 or 5 weeks building towards a bench boost and then being able to fly through this week and 27 and 28 without having to worry about 29, and then you free hit 29 and then bang into game week 30 and then probably choose to wildcard a little bit later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but oh well. We
Oh
did.
well.
There was no way back in, when was it, mid-January, when we whacked out the bench boost, that we thought, right, the FA Cup is going to produce, I think it was 8 blanks in game week 29. That was the highest it possibly could be. And I think at the time
7 black.
it was 8 because the Spurs Villa game was chucked in as an extra.
There's 3 in that, right? So it's 4
Oh yeah,
blanks.
4 blanks. Yeah, okay.
Four, yeah, so 7.
7. So yeah, I think Ben Crennan at the time had it like 25% chance. So I
Yeah.
was willing to. that's why I was the only reason I was willing to use those chips at that time, because I thought that was going to be the biggest game week, biggest double, but it just wasn't. But yeah, I think with the way that the fixtures are, like if you've got your bench with two or three Leeds players, I think you'd be happy. To use your bench boost.
We don't have any other questions in the chat, mate. So I think we should call it a night. Right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe on our stream. We really want to try and grow, and that's why we're doing 2 pods a week. Well, 1 pod and 1 live stream, because we want to try and bring you as much content as possible. So we really appreciate your support. Anything from you before we go, Rob?
No. Yeah. Everyone, good luck to everyone. Hopefully everyone gets some big scores this week. I think it will be a really high scoring week, and yeah, fingers crossed everyone gets big scores, but all of us and both of us and the guys that have joined us this evening, we're on the higher end of those big scores, and we can all come back. We can all come back on Monday evening after the first half of the game week and be all sitting there with some big green arrows. I want to be at 50k by this time next week. So that's
big game. I want to be within the top 100. So.
Yeah, okay. I think I only need to make. I think it's 15 or 10 points, and that's 90,000 places.
Is that it? 10 points between 120k.
Yeah, it's so tight, so tight.
Fucking hell.
And then it's the big jumps is then 50k to 10k. That's like another 30 or 40 points. So yeah.
Right. Good luck, guys. May your arrows be green, and we will speak to you next week. Good night.
Good night, guys. Good luck.